First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Billy E. Ware. I'm a filmmaker based out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, with a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in film production from the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Plus, I have an associate degree in motion picture technology from the Milwaukee Area Technical College. I've worked in radio, television, and on independent film productions, and I hold a third class FCC broadcast license. I'm a combat veteran, having served with the 101st Airborne Division during the Vietnam War.
His first independent feature-length film production, entitled Brew City, won the Best of Show award at the first annual American Probation and Parole Association's 1997 North American Film Video Competition.
Achievers are what they call and they are improving like those that can go far. Try their best and achieve they do, but there's more to the story in the city of bread.
Nationwide, overdoses have risen 30% in 14 months.
The nationwide emergency is as urgent.
The Point is a half-hour short documentary on the use of acupuncture as an alternative to opiates and its use as a treatment for drug addiction. Production was done pro bono for nonprofit organizations fighting the drug epidemic. We are looking for grants that would allow us to continue these types of productions. Here's a short excerpt from a step-by-step training guide for overdose rescue for the Wisconsin-Waukesha County Veterans Services.
I'm Mike Johannes, the Veteran Service Officer from Waukesha County. One of the things I realized was that there was a big disconnect between what we offer in the community and what our veterans knew about what we had in the community. We put together this Veterans Resource Fair where we brought in about over 50 agencies over 2 days, introduced themselves to the community, our veterans and their family members. The other thing that I did was I brought in some training on opioid overdose prevention, a chemical called naloxone. So we had some training over the 2 days for veterans and their family members, because according to the VA, veterans are about 30% more likely to suffer from an opioid addiction. So we wanted to provide that resource here where they could get trained and also get the kits to take with them.
So the first thing you want to do when you come upon someone that is unresponsive and you're not sure what is going on is make sure that you take care of yourself and keep yourself safe. So the first thing you want to do is look around the scene and make sure the scene is safe. Is there traffic around? Is there a fire or anything like that? Secondly, if you come across someone who you suspect might be having an overdose, you want to look for things like needles or anything that could injure you. So if you do come across a needle like that, maybe in the arm or wherever, you need to very carefully pick that up and move it. So if this were an uncapped, well, here's one right here. If this were an uncapped needle and I were coming upon somebody, I would want to very carefully pick this needle up with your thumb and forefinger and move it to someplace that's safe and out of the way. You don't want to keep it on.
As a military veteran and filmmaker, Several of my films, also done pro bono, have been on behalf of national veterans organizations and their endeavors to help our nation's veterans.
The documentary Vietnam in Retrospect was highlighted at the National Association for Black Veterans National Convention this August in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You'll also donate the AV, which is, if you pay for any convention or conferences and things, you know, that's a big cost. AV, so if we can not, in our case, if we couldn't work with the company.
So we can. But I did have an ask.
I don't have the way around. Yeah, in kind. That's what I'm telling you. Sorry, he couldn't get that out. In kind services. So,
It wasn't just the building, it was.
All right. You've been so good to us. I know. Just get too close to your camera.
You can move. You can move. You can move. We're shooting video. We're shooting video.
we posed in the camera.
So y'all get that video.
We could move.
That was hilarious.
We posed.
We were posing. We thought it was a picture.
There are major projects planned for BeWen LLC.
Like everyone else, I have personal dreams and ambitions I wish to fulfill. My dream is to create hundreds of jobs in the motion picture film industry by producing a screenplay I've written entitled Intolerant.
Intolerant, an epic tale of a hero's journey through love, war, and racial conflict.
As a writer, my aim would be to bear the soul of the character, win the hearts of the audience, and change the mind of the non-believer, the intolerant.
Here are just a few of the many laurels won in festivals: award winner Action on Film Megafest in Las Vegas, Beverly Hills Film Festival, and the prestigious Cannes International Cinema Festival. By its plot, characters, and nature of the storyline, we believe that this film will be received with great enthusiasm by the underserved African American movie-going public, and it fits the demographics of a 4-quadrant film. African American spending power was on track to hit about $1.6 trillion in 2021, and they are looking for more products in the coming years that they can identify with at the movie theater.
In 2019, Jordan Peele's Us delivers a mind-blowing $70 million debut at the box office. The 2018 Black Panther had a domestic total gross of over $700 million, and The Magnificent Seven in 2016, with a production budget of $90 million, grossed over $162 million worldwide.
Another major project plan for BeWen LLC is
The Brotherhood Spy Number 7, an adventure story from the past that embodies the concerns of today's youth and the fight to save the world.
Brotherhood Spy Number 7 is now in the hands of the editor and due to be ready for the publisher by the end of September 2022. We are seeking grants to update the graphic design of the cover, have proofreading done, and bring the book to market for the upcoming holiday season.
Nationwide, overdoses have risen 30% in 14 months.
The nationwide emergency is as urgent as the
7:06 on your Monday morning, and later today, Governor Scott Walker will sign 2 bills into law addressing the opioid crisis.
Those doctors got paid by the drug makers for non-research-related things and made $9 million. Doctors, 7% all 28 counties highlighted on this map that just joined the list against big pharma companies. The drug makers.
91 people dying each and every day. It's just far, far too many.
The rehabilitation hospital opened in 2008, and I was here when it opened. I'd been doing physical medicine rehabilitation for over 20 years altogether. I graduated from medical school in 1973, so 45 years. 3 years as a resident and fellow. So we consider pain management to be an integral part of the services here at the Rehabilitation Hospital. Many of our patients are post-operative patients who have had painful orthopedic surgery or neurosurgical surgery on their backs. So many of them come on opioid pain medications and other medicines for pain.
My name is Weta, and I was in a very serious accident. I went through the windshield and I went 200 feet and my back was broken. Both of my knees were ACL, MCL was damaged. My ear was sewed back on. My left ankle was sewed back on, and I have 14 screws and 2 rods in my back. And when I came back here in 2011, a friend of mine was telling me about oxycodone pills that I could get for the pain. So I went to the doctor and I was receiving 180 oxycodone 30s. They were prescribed every 6 hours as needed, and I started taking them 4, and then after 4 I started taking them 2 hours, and then I was taking more than prescribed, and I became addicted. And due to my addiction and not receiving the oxycodones anymore, then that's where the heroin came in.
This is the story of young people living day and night, working hard, moving fast, just trying to make a life. The streets of the city is where they must be, but there's more to this story about Milwaukee.
In a city of Queenie, home of the broke, about young people trying to make debt. Achievers are what they call and they are, improving life so they can go far. Trying their best and achieve they do, but there's more to the story in a city of broke.
This is a story of people living in the city, trying hard to make things right. You know we can't give up the fight.
Riding on the home of the city, brothers, it's such a pity to see you live in this way every day in the city.
Trying to discover their own mind. If the spirit's there, they wanna find in the mind. Mama's crying.
man's head. Boots upside the black man's head.
Brigadier General Willard Pearson takes over command of the Screaming Eagles on the 29th of January, 1966.
The Vietnam War. On the 7th of May, 1954, Viet Minh forces defeat French troops in the Battle of Dien Bien Phu. French colonialization comes to an end. On June 1st, 1954, the Saigon military mission, a covert operation to conduct psychological warfare and paramilitary activities, are launched in South Vietnam under the command of U.S. Air Force Colonel Edward Lansdale. This marks the beginning of the Vietnam War.
My name is William Sims. In Vietnam, 65 to 66. I was a rifleman, the 101st Airborne Infantry Division, point man. My job was to lead company on missions. I led the company with shades on. I broke my glasses when I first got there. Never did get them replaced. Myself and the colonel was the only ones that was allowed to wear shades in the company area. I had a E7 that thought that it was ironic that I was the only one that was able to wear shades in the area, so he assigned me to be the point man. My first experience was to pull an ambush at nighttime.
As you know, there are no certainties or guaranteed return on investment in speculative ventures like the business of film production.
As filmmakers, what we can guarantee is to produce the best quality production we can at the lowest cost in the shortest time possible. We've researched the market to see if there is a demand for our product, and we found it is what consumer, movie-going public want to see. We believe that our project meets these requirements. What we can guarantee also is that as filmmakers, we have a track record for getting the job done and will see the project through to completion.
For a full prospectus on the project, contact BeWen LLC, Post Office Box 114, Sussex, Wisconsin 53089, or call us at 262-744-4294, or email us at BeWenLLC@gmail.com.